a lot, and we're going to talk about that tonight, like, because to me you have such an amazing positive attitude, and you know, I want to share that with everyone who's watching tonight, because I think it's so important when you're going through so much, and you have gone through a lot. And I know we'll only, like, we've got half an hour, so we're only going to touch on a few of the things, but let's start at now. You come over from New Zealand.
Yes.
When you were how old?
21.
21. And did you come on your own, with friends?
I came on my own. This particular boy was in a horrendous car accident and he died. And
About is presenting, inspiring people that don't give up, because out there in our world there's so many people that they can't take it, and you know, that's okay too, because there has to be all different sorts of people out there for this world to keep turning.
yes,
You just happen to be inspiring and strong, and you know, never give up. And that's what this is about, because each and every night when I have spoken about what you went through as a child,
yes,
and how you coped with that later on in life, and how it reared its ugly head.
yes,
So you were involved with sexual abuse
Yep.
from both sides of your family, did you say, at a young age?
Yes.
And
I was using alcohol as a recreational therapy to deal with my post-traumatic stress from my childhood.
so how did you know that that's what? How did you get to that stage that you knew that's what you were doing? Like, anyone could, you know, have a social drink, and how did you actually identify that it was beyond that? It was not just a social drink, that you were actually using it as a way of hiding things, and what made you think of that? So we're talking about the cannabis community, or
Yes.
this community called, and what do you actually do here? What is it? Is it where you stand up for the rights of people wanting to legalise marijuana, or
Yep.
what is it like?
The basic way to explain what we do is we are advocates for cannabis, and with a desire to see all of Australians have affordable access to cannabis, and we believe it is our fundamental basic human right to eat this plant, to use this plant that was gifted to us. It was food and medicine for thousands of years before 1937, when it became a threat to multinational corporations and, as we're seeing now, big pharma, the pharmaceutical companies, because they want to take, they want to give us a synthetic cannabis or an isolated compound. So they want to take a tiny little bit of the cannabis plant out of it and put it in a capsule and give it to our people. And I believe that, you know, nothing will ever be superior to natural medicine, to nature.
Yeah.
No synthetic food or medicine will ever be superior to natural.
So much. Anthony Lee, thank you. Anthony Lee is our musical producer and currently writing our theme song for the show.
Oh, yes,
so
you
thank
told me
you,
about
Anthony. If you had any siblings, and you told me that you'd had a brother who took his own life, and he was 2 years battling the trials and tribulations of being transgender. So we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty of living the life of a transgender. But firstly, I'll ask Dana, what is a transgender? Because, you know, a lot of people would, they get a bit mixed up with different tags and things like that. You know, they might say, oh, is it someone that's gay? Is it someone that's had a sex change? So let my viewers know exactly what a transgender is.
Well, a transgender person is a person that identifies, is born of male, but identifies himself as being female. So you're basically a woman in a man's body.
Okay.
I was aware of it from around the age of 7.
So 7 years of age. So at 7 you would, go and, how would you get dressed up? Like, whose clothes
I
would
used to pinch my sister's clothes.
like, having to hide that?
It was a total life of turmoil.
Did you understand what was happening to you though?
Not really, no. Not for many years until as time went by, it was always there, and I always, even, as I said, I've been married twice, and I got involved with, I had tried to live both lives.
Okay,
when
so
I had private time, that
right.
was the girl time, you know.
So, okay, well, let's go back there. So you've said that you've been married twice. So you obviously wanted to live a life of husband and wife, so to speak, male and female.
Yes.
And that's where you're at. You're not gay. Like,
No.
that's not what it's about.
No.
It's just that you have this inner desire to be a woman.
Yes.
So fantastic,
They
isn't it?
just accept me, you know.
Yeah.
And don't have a problem with it. You know?
And that's the way it should be.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's other transgender people out there that are living a life of hell and you know, trying to cover up. And, you know, how about it's about time now? You just take it on board as 100% and just get out there and not be worrying about what people think about you anymore. I know.
No, well, that's what I do these days.
Well, I guess you have to. I guess you have to get to that point, don't you? Where you...
Absolutely, because there's suicide rate amongst transgenders is people is just dramatically horrible because they don't know how to go about it, and they search it online, they'll find there's a lot of societies that can help them, etc., etc. Talk to your doctor. You know, now that society is much more understanding of transgender from when I was young. It's much easier for people to learn about it and know about it and support it. And I've watched quite a few brilliant documentaries.
About this woman, I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Like, I just find you so inspirational and so exciting what you're doing for women that have gone through domestic violence and, you know, that are in need of assistance in some way yourself.
Yes.
So that was
15 years ago now.
15 years ago. And how long?
Nurse Dad, it did take its toll on all of us, and that's all I thought it was, but it wasn't. It was my body telling me there was something wrong.
And your mother's a survivor of cancer.
She is 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Had breast cancer twice.
Twice.
And
Me, I know that I'm running around trying to do everything and, you know, you get really tired and I think, I'm just tired and I'm tired and I'm tired. Well, you know, if it continues...
Go and have it checked out.
Yes, go and have it
checked. It's
checked.
not normal.
And girls, get your pap smears done.
Yeah.
I know yours wasn't detected through the... just describe to me what happened on that night so I can paint the picture too.
Okay, so that night I'd gone in, we were doing evening service. I had one of my girls in the kitchen working, and I had my little girl, she'd just come back from visitation with her father. I was going to drop her at a friend's place because, you know, we're only going to work till 8 o'clock. Sunday nights were always a short night. And she was playing out the front, just, I guess she was talking to a friend or something on her phone. I heard a commotion from the bar area, so my dining room was a little bit away from the bar area. And I thought, oh gee, that's loud noise. Anyway, in pub atmosphere, you're always, all the staff are always looking after each other. You know, if you hear something that doesn't sound right, you normally go to check. So I walked out of my kitchen and Bailey was coming towards me, and next minute I saw across from here, I don't know how many feet you would say away, but I saw this person all in black, and they had a rifle pointing to the bar. And the worst...
Fascinating, really. And, you know, it stands as a reminder to people that are out there, like with bullying and things like that, like, it's just so wrong. And it's also about accepting people, you know, refugees and you know, this is George's story, and yeah, quite amazing really to me. So Georgia was telling me, or you were telling me, how you come out to Australia on a ship.
I did when I was 12.
So you were 12 years old, and did your family come with you, or...?
No, my mother was already out here with my brother and other family members, and she was here for about 1.5 years before I arrived in Australia.
So you're 12,
Yeah.
and you're on your own, and you've got a suitcase,
Oh,
and that's it.
full of, whatever a young girl may need to be in a dispute, and he was looking after the herd one night.
Herd of goats?
The herd of goats, yes,
Yeah.
sorry, up high up of the village in the mountains, because we had plots where they would feed, and if there weren't enough plots, we would hire other people's plots and pay them in somehow, or bartering. And he was clubbed and stoned. And blamed a horse for doing that, which was not correct. A horse doesn't ever do that to the owner.
So, okay.
Anyway, it was covered, the police were paid, we still don't know who committed the murder. Yeah. So I've let that rest. It's on Tim. It doesn't worry me anymore, but it did for a long, long time. And I learned all about this when I came to Australia. I learned the details.
So how old were you when
hidden from me. Would have been about 14, 15 when I really knew the story that my father was killed in this fashion. Premeditated. Anyhow,
my parents choose a husband for me. Wow.
Look at you, whoever you are listening, and I want to say this to you if you're an immigrant. Just look back in your background, the way you grew up, and find strength in the endurance and hardship and perils that you have had, because he has made you the person you are today. Stay with that strength and plough on, because life is beautiful, no matter what it dishes out there. Fight over it, become stronger, and hold your flag. Whatever it is you want to do, follow your dream.
Hold your flag. I love that.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. Tonight I have with me Craig Campbell, and I know I spoke in my teaser about Craig's life and where it's taken him and what's happened very briefly. And I know that a lot of you will understand if we do go over time tonight, because it is quite an incredible story and very heart-wrenching. I know I haven't been able to sleep after speaking to you last night as a young baby. 10-month-old, were you? Or?
I was with her till I was 10 months old,
Yeah, to be 10-month-old. Now, she fell ill?
No, she wasn't ill. She's just had a bad experience in life and was basically a street kid. And had me, and she was about 16 and couldn't look after me by herself, so she had me with a minister and his wife. And yeah, I was basically set there. She had as much access to me as she wanted. Basically, the idea was that she was we were going to get put back together when she was back on her feet. And then, yeah, when I was 10 months old, docs came in and went, no, not happening.
So docs put you into the system at 10 months. So from there, what actually happened? Do you want to tell us in your words, instead of me asking the questions? I mean, then you're going to feel fine about releasing the right information that's good for you at this time, instead of me, you know, maybe looking at something so sensitive.
No,
so
I don't mind.
to...
I'll just have to start from the beginning and just bear with us so that it jumps around a little bit. You have to follow the storyline, because it does jump around a little bit from time to time, so yeah, I'll just start from the beginning. There was a boy called Wayne Malone. When he went to them, he was a healthy 1-year-old baby, bouncy, happy, normal 1-year-old baby. He died of cerebral hypoxia when he was 2. Allegedly, it was in the back of, I have to be allegedly because that's a legal thing here. It was in the back of the family car. She would quite often, Shane and I would play in the top of the stairs where the 2 stairs go either side. Shane would often try to share his toys, but I'd get belted and he'd get belted for sharing it. She would quite often not dress me. The irony of that is I had to yell out to tell her I was going to be quiet. So the catch-22 was every time I yelled out I'm going to be quiet, she yells back.
You know, like you seem to, I know you deal with your own demons with mental health, but you seem to be a very cheery and you know, well, to me you are. You're very courteous and cheery and jovial kind of person, and you do have that sense of happiness about you when you speak to you. You don't let this kind of portray you. So I ask...
Being portrayed and having it define my life, that's completely different. This stuff has defined my life, and it still continues to define my life. And I wish it wasn't like that. I really wish it wasn't.
Towards women who were not in a veil. So, okay, I learned how to wear a veil. I was so scared. And I explained what was wrong with the car, and they were walking around, and then they were talking to one another very fast. I couldn't understand it, but they decided that they'd tow my car with 2 of the motorcycles to the next village to...
A situation that you were travelling on your own, and you were actually put into a Turkish jail. So how did that happen?
Well,